Hey, good morning. Welcome to Baja. We're down here in the Bay of Los Angeles. Got up really early this morning and watched the sunrise and the fishermen going out in their boats, and we're gonna get set up and go explore some new roads. We're gonna try to make it out to a mission out in this area and then head back over to the Pacific to some new roads that I've never been on. And how cool is that? We just keep going back and forth across the peninsula from one side to the other, from the Pacific Ocean to the Gulf of California. It's amazing.
So cool. I think that's one of the best things about Baja. It's this spit of land with salt water on either side and all this amazing desert riding in the middle. It's really incredible.
It really is some of my favorite country in the world. That's why I keep coming back here. I love riding through the desert, but then I love just being not too far from the ocean at the same time. And you get the best of both worlds. So stick around. We're going to have a fun adventure in this episode.
Who's a good boy?
Okay, this is so typical. Look at all of our stuff. This is always what it looks like when you're on a motorcycle trip. We've got one bed for all of our gear and then one bed just for sleeping in. So it seems like we require two beds.
How does all of this stuff fit into those little bags on those little motorcycles out there? It's like a giant mound.
At least we got our laundry done. It's all clean and all washed up and ready to go. Now if I can just find some chain lube for my motorcycle. Just gassed up and we're gonna head up and do the San Borja mission loop. Okay, I'm running about 32 right now. I'm gonna lower the tire pressure just a little bit here.
25?
This valve cap has a little thing on the end here that allows you to remove the valve stem. Sometimes, occasionally, you might get a damaged valve stem. It's always good to carry an extra one of those. But if you need to remove the valve stem like you do when you want to let all of the air out of your tire quickly, you'll need a way to do it. And one of these little caps is just the perfect thing. Well, we are heading down a track that goes to an old Spanish mission called San Borja. I've never been down this road before, but we've done a little bit of research and it sounds like it's a fairly easy road. It's dirt. Could be a little sandy, could be a little rocky. This is Baja. But it's not supposed to be that difficult. And the best part is we can keep going and connect with the main highway, Highway 1, further south from here. So we don't have to turn around and come back. We get to go all the way through. So let's go check out this road to San Borja. Let's go. I've got my ABS turned off and my traction control turned off. We lowered our tire pressure a little bit. We've got plenty of water with us and some snacks. We know where we're going, so we should be in for a pretty good time. It's a little bit sandy. I wouldn't say it's too bad, but fortunately we're both riding motorcycles that are good in this kind of terrain. They both have 21-inch front tires, her 850 GS and my Husqvarna 701. I can already tell the difference from having lowered the tire pressure. It seems to be a lot more comfortable going over these rocks already. It's much smoother. I forgot to start my track. I'm going to do that on my Gaia GPS. There we go, we're recording. This is really cool. There's all kinds of cool desert plants all around me right now. I love these ones that look like Dr. Seuss trees. They're tall and spindly. I'm just taking my time and going pretty slow through here. Just enjoying the scenery. It's so green out here right now. It's kind of surprising and delightful to see this much desert vegetation out here in this one spot. It's getting a little rougher. Eva's doing great on her 850 GS. She's really enjoying this road. It's just at the right level of difficulty. It's not impossibly hard, but it's challenging and fun. We're climbing up. It's getting a little bit steeper. Eva says she loves this road so much.
Me and this road are best friends. If I had a My Favorite Roads website, it would only have one road on it, this one.
We're only a mile from the mission. It says to the left. Let's go. I'll follow you.
The road was phenomenal. I loved it so much I decided that it's my favorite road in the entire universe. Perfectly fun, lots of interesting terrain and phenomenal riding.
You want me to go first?
No, I just don't want you to be so close to me in case I fall over and crash us both.
That's okay, I'll stay behind. ¿Cómo están?
Muy bien, ¿usted?
Bien.
We rode out to this really cool old mission and did the tour with a guy who's been kind of caretaking that place for his entire life and actually for multiple generations, and so that was super cool.
¿Y cuántos años?
Oh, toda una vida.
Ajá.
Año por año, año por año. Turismo más en la playa, en la pesca,
Sí.
para pescado, para más.
Well, that was cool. That was just a little quick 30-minute tour of the old mission here. Well, the road going out of here is much faster. It's a lot smoother. Some nice berms to ride up against. Not nearly as rocky. A little bit sandier. And still surrounded by this beautiful desert. What a beautiful desert out here. My goodness. Just surrounded by all these beautiful cacti. I really love this place. We should be getting back to the main highway here pretty soon. Nuevo Rosario. That's the little town on Highway 1 that we're entering right now.
This is our favorite cafe here. I say that because we've been here all of one time before.
Aww.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
After this, we're shooting to get out to a beach point out on the Pacific side again. So we're bouncing back to the Pacific Ocean side of things. But what's really exciting is that we just crossed into Baja California Sur, which is phenomenal and feels like a real accomplishment, especially for this trip, which, you know, there was even questions if it was even gonna happen. And so here we are in BCS, and I am beyond thrilled.
Ooh, this is gonna go down real good. This must be the turnoff to get out to the Laguna Ojos de Liebres. This is where the gray whales migrate. You can see the sign right there. You can take whale watching tours out here. Today we're gonna head out to the Laguna and find a place to camp on the water, hopefully. It's kind of windy right now, so I don't know how this will sound, but this is an area called Scammons Lagoon, south of Guerrero Negro, and it's a vast salt field. They actually harvest salt from the ocean out here. They funnel the seawater into these shallow pools and it evaporates, and then they collect the salt. But all of this water gets pumped in here and it's very shallow, so that it evaporates, dehydrates, and then they collect the salt. He said that the road can be a little bit slippery because there's sand in places. We went through the salt fields a couple minutes ago. Now it's kind of becoming more of like a sand dunes area. I believe we're on the right track because I keep seeing signs with pictures of gray whales, and that's the area we're heading out to next, where the gray whales tours depart, and there should be a campground out there that we're going to stay in tonight. This is such a different road than the one we were riding on this morning that was all bumpy and rocky going through the desert. This is wide, graded, smooth, and it's a totally different kind of desert. There's almost no vegetation standing up out here, just some low-lying desert scrub. But we are getting very close to the ocean, to the lagoon here where the gray whales come on their migration. Welcome to Ojos de Liebres. So they have these different palapas out here by the beach. There's a chap selling firewood out of his car. But we're just curious to go to the end of the road here and see what the beach looks like. This is another pretty astounding place that I've never been all the way out here. I love this environment for camping with the water off to the right, the lagoon, sand dunes, and it's kind of a real beach vibe out here for sure. There we go, home sweet home. How do you like that? Well, this is it. We found our camping spot out here. There's this really awesome palapa right here overlooking the lagoon. Are we gonna pitch our tent in here?
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
We'll see. That thing always lets me down. Deflates on me at night.
Sun is really just about to go down, so I think we made a good choice.
Yes.
Staying here rather than trying to ride all the way out to where we're going to probably ride out tomorrow.
I agree 100%.
It's always good to get off the bike before the sun goes down and have daylight to pitch a tent, cook a little dinner, break open that ice cold Tecate that's in my hydro flask. Nice frosty adult beverage.
All right, tent is all set up. I just wanted to be as cool as Sterling and park inside the palapa as well.
Maybe I should go get some firewood from the fire guy down the way there. I can unload my bike and then maybe put some firewood in the panniers and come back here and we'll have a nice little campfire. What do you think about that? One? Yeah. ¿Cuánto cuesta? 200, sí. Gracias. All right, I got my $10 worth of firewood loaded up on the bike here. That's pretty awesome. Gonna have us a little campfire tonight.
I think Sterling is on his way back, maybe with some firewood. What do we have here?
Got us some firewood.
Sweet!
Yeah.
That's a good lot of firewood. I just had some little Q-tips and some Vaseline chapstick in my tank bag, so we'll see, maybe this will help.
And we pulled ourselves literally into a palapa, set our tent up, bought some firewood. We're gonna have a really good night camping out down here. I rode up to the, there's a little museum up here, and I rode up there and asked him about the camping and how much it cost. He said pay in the morning, and if nobody's in the booth, don't even pay. Just, that's the way they roll down here. So we got our little palapa all set up. We're gonna have a campfire. This is such a beautiful spot. It's like a sand dunes meets lagoon, mountains in the distance. We're not gonna have a great dinner tonight. It's just simply gonna be some ramen noodles and whatever we can scrounge up from our food bags, but we've been eating pretty well, so no worries there. It's gonna be a good night and a good ride tomorrow.
This seems like the perfect place to enjoy a cold beer after a lovely day of motorcycling.
Absolutely. Cheers to that.
Cheers, honey.
It hits the spot.
It always does.
What a good day.
It always does.
Feels good.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely want to keep the flames a little on the low side tonight so we don't burn down our house. This is a lovely place to wake up. The sun was slow to rise today because there was a huge pile of clouds and it was just chilly and blustery and cold this morning. But all the clouds have burned off and now the sun's out and you can see these cool little puffs of water come up from out in the ocean, and it's the whales out there, which is so cool. This place runs tours to take you out into the bay to see them, which is pretty rad.
If you're patient and you're careful, you can see the whales out there spouting. I've been watching the whale boats go out, and I can see a few whale spouts off in the distance. There's one.
Oh, I saw it. I actually saw it. Did you see it?
I see the spout. Well, I hope you guys really enjoyed that episode from our Baja adventure. There's definitely going to be more to come, so check back later. Until then, we'll see ya.
Stick around.